Yes, started it all below the bottom. I didn't belong, I started crawling. And all that I lost ain't gonna stop. Cause all of it taught me how to struggle, man. Had a lot of cheers, had a lot of dance, gotta stop. Lot of wants, I got a lot of fears, but I know my time is here. I know my time is here. I'm singing. This has been a crazy year. Market taking, making tears. Heart is sinking, hate near. Made me want to disappear. Made me wish I wasn't here, but I know I got a dare. People watching me to cheer. I'm reflecting on the dreams. Every question is a beam. So the blessing gave me wings to fly to you. Got about the feelings inside of you. Got about the things that inspire you. You can see the future is possible. It's possible. Like I know what I can do. Send a little love to the vibe of you. Send a little touch you were shining through. Send a little what I'll be gone for you. Do what you do. Do what you do. Move on the moon and show the future is you. Do what you do. Do what you do. Move on the moon and show the future is. A lot of years, had a lot of cheers, had a lot of dance. Gotta stop and stare.
Since the creation of the internet, every industry has been turned upside down. Amazon changed retail. Uber changed transportation. YouTube changed video forever. With the invention of crypto, money is next. At the speed technology is growing, the future of money and securities are digital. 9 out of 10 millennials do not trust banks. The value of money relies on trust. Government debt is higher than it's ever been before. Central banks continue to print money. Fortunately, the world has a new solution. Experts predict in 7 years, 10% of the world's economy will be in crypto-based assets. Today, 1 billion people have access to the financial industry. Crypto is about empowering the other 6 billion people by banking the unbanked. Do not underestimate this. Do you wish you invested in Google, Amazon, or Netflix before anyone ever knew about them? $1,000 invested in Netflix turned to over $500,000. At Token Metrics, we help you find the next Netflix. Token Metrics users think differently about investing. They are early adopters looking for financial freedom. They are people who see a better world. A world without international borders. We believe in a world where everyone has access to the next financial revolution. At Token Metrics, we are creating a bridge that gets you to that revolution. We will help you make sound investments in this new world. The world's best investors do not rely on their intuition. They embrace technology and AI to invest. Token Metrics uses AI to find invisible patterns in data to help you invest and trade in crypto. In the past, we have used our data-driven system to achieve financial freedom. Now, we are giving you the keys. We created Token Metrics to be the only platform you'll ever need to make money in crypto. We give you AI and access to crypto experts at the best price. The moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond.
Disclaimer. Token Metrics Media LLC does not provide individually tailored investment advice and does not take a subscriber's or anyone's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments, nor is it registered as an investment advisor or broker-dealer in any jurisdiction. Information contained herein is not an offer or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any security. The Token Metrics team has advised and invested in many blockchain companies. A complete list of their advisory roles and current holdings can be viewed here at tokenmetrics.com/disclosures.
Forrest.
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
Yeah, so to our crypto fan, help us working as a senior investment analyst. So wanted to have him really kind of meet our entire audience here on the show. So Forrest, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great, Ian. Thanks for having me.
All right, and Bill, how are you, Bill?
Ian, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right. So today's going to be quite the show. So the topics we'll be covering today, let me pull that up. So Forrest will share with us the top altcoins we're watching right now. Top 5 coins. We share this with the customers via the email. So if a customer, you've already seen this list, but we also want to share this with the whole world. Then Bill will do his typical market update, and we'll talk about NFTs. NFTs have been blowing up. I actually just came from at a friend's house, and they're talking about NBA Top Shot. And I think this is really the future of getting people who are not really into crypto into crypto. So be sure to, so we'll cover that during the show. Be sure to follow us on social media, Token Metrics Inc. on Twitter, YouTube, IG, and LinkedIn. We also have a podcast, tokenmetrics.com/podcast. Catch our crypto knowledge on the go as you work out, as you drive, as you go to the moon and beyond. So the Menti code for today's live stream, go to menti.com. That's MENTI.com. Use the code 72892330. That's 72892330. Go there and post your questions. And if you haven't yet joined, be sure to join Token Metrics. We think this is one of the best crypto investment research platforms out there. Plus, you have us. You have me, Bill, and Forrest, and our entire team going through and really being your guide and your compass through crypto, through the future of money. So if you want to go to the moon and beyond with us, then definitely join us at tokenmetrics.com. So, so first person on the stream was, I believe, Wydazovani, as usual. I think that's what, yeah, Wydazovani. Hey, what's up? You were the first one on the stream. I think the last 2 live streams. That's cool. Prince of Crypto, Dragon Ball Crypto, what's up? The Crypto Jedi, El Patron, how are you? Jan, what's up, Jan? Juan, Abi, Kenneth, VK Reacts, Joshua. Yeah, so be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, put on alerts, and tell your friend to tell a friend that the live stream has started. Okay, so I think let's hop straight into it. Bill, take it away with the market update.
All right, here we go. All right, friends. D3, DeFi 3.0, decentralize everything in finance. Okay, last week, some concerns about legacy. I talked about it a lot. We saw a lot of volatility in stocks and bonds, and at the end of the week, I came to an important conclusion. Who cares? ETH pressed its old all-time high. So it broke out, and then it did a retest of the 1400 level. Yes, it was scary. You had a lot of short selling and hedging and people getting upset. But at the end of the week, ETH bounced right off the old all-time high, confirmed the breakout, and is going up as we speak. For Ethereum, I think the minimum upside target is 2950. I think that's achievable by May 1st or earlier. Now, this is the big one. This chart was really frustrating, and then today it all came together. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. For anybody that's new, you know, Bitcoin is twice as high as the peak it reached in 2017. And Ethereum, which we like a lot because it's both a currency and a technology platform to build all kinds of things, mainly the future of humanity. Ethereum is just sitting where it was at its high in 2017. Now, on a more specific level, Ethereum versus Bitcoin has so much room to go up and has frustrated so many people. But there's good news. ETH versus Bitcoin has made a classic teacup and handle formation. I have seen this at the bottom of every big altcoin move going back 12 months. Okay. So in this case, if Bitcoin is at, say, 60,000, this chart implies ETH should be at 5 or 6,000. So not only is Ethereum going to go up, but I firmly believe it's going to do better than Bitcoin during D3. Now, how do you know that all of the selling from the legacy stimulus bond market debacle may be over? Well, I go back to my old reliable Galaxy Digital, a hedge fund run by Mike Novogratz, a crypto fund, seriously undervalued. The stock trades in Canada. The 16 level held, big technical support line, and they hammered it down there on Friday. My guess is that there were people buying, figuring this legacy storm was going to end. And that's exactly what happened. These stocks like MicroStrategy, Overstock, and Galaxy are incredible leading indicators. This stock in particular has been working since it was trading at 2 when I started talking to our private groups about it. Now, the coin no one wants to talk about except me, Litecoin. And I've got 2 reasons to talk about it. First of all, Litecoin broke out, came back, and retested its high uptick from April of 2018 near 172. So let me walk you through this. Bitcoin, which is owned by institutions. It's kind of like that big, nice sofa in your living room. Bitcoin is 2x its old all-time high. Litecoin, which is not exciting in some ways, and in others it is because it's a faster version of Bitcoin. Its price is visually appealing, and I think it's got an interesting name. That counts for a lot. Litecoin hit a support point at 172 and bounced. Litecoin's all-time high from 2017 is 360. So if Litecoin does what ETH did, it could go to 360. If Litecoin starts doing what Bitcoin did, it could go to at least 450. Now, wouldn't it be nice if you could buy Litecoin, sit around and possibly watch it go to 450, and then connect with our friends from BlockFi, okay, who, I don't know if you can see this in the top left corner of the graphic, BlockFi is offering you 6.5% interest on Litecoin. That's higher than many other cryptocurrencies that aren't stable coins. So I find it really interesting that there's a basic cryptocurrency that new people who are undoubtedly afraid that they've missed out, because you haven't. This is going to be the biggest leg, not only in Litecoin, but in DeFi in general. You could get Litecoin and get with our friends at BlockFi and get 6.5% interest on it while you watch it 3x. Now, Cardano. Very popular topic. Okay. Kudos to anybody who held this through the 2017 and 2018 bear market. Cardano is a competing network to Ethereum. Obviously, as you can see, it traded from 10 cents to $1.50. That's a big move. One of the things that drove the big move is that people are upset about paying gas fees on Ethereum, and they think that there's going to be a magical solution that's going to come along that's going to allow them to gamble in the crypto casino for free. Now, Cardano is going to be a DeFi highway. Cardano will probably one day go above $1.50. The question is this a DeFi 3.0 trade, or was this a DeFi 2.0 trade? My guess is that it's a DeFi 2.0 trade. I don't think it's going lower. It's like Polkadot. It's probably got to go sideways or can maybe slowly make a new high. But Ethereum is where DeFi 3.0 is happening. Now, just because you have to pay $50 to do a trade, I know that that is unfortunate for some people and it keeps you out of the game. However, from a business point of view, ETH is the network people are willing to pay to be on. They're not willing to just buy the coin. They're willing to buy the coin and then pay to participate in the network. So Cardano is cool, but ETH is the expensive hotel in Vegas that everyone wants to stay at. All right. Now, speaking of expensive, let's talk about something that's totally overlooked. Because guess what, folks? In DeFi 3.0, the stuff that's going to go up is the stuff that nobody owns and everyone gave up on. So how about we look at Yearn Finance, a big story in DeFi 1.0. If I look at the Elliott Wave work in Yearn and look at the price action today, I could see Yearn going from 37K to 85K easily. And frankly, by the time this is over, at either Memorial Day or July 4th, I think you're going to see Yearn at 185K. The government has unleashed the speculative forces with the stimulus check. NFTs are hot. And I'm telling you right now, everybody gave up on this coin. And this coin, not so long ago, was the hot way where you decentralized all of finance. Not just, do a DeFi trade. Decentralize all of finance. Yearn price target, 185K. Now, on the subject of NFTs, Tezos. Spider Sense is telling me that somehow Tezos is going to wind up as a vehicle for trading an NFT marketplace. Everybody gave up on this coin. This thing could go from the neighborhood of 4 to 16 easily. And I think the NFT story could be the thing that drives it. Because that's what everyone says, right? Like, I get it. NFTs are great. You know, I don't have $6 million to pay for the YouTube video or the art that's being sold. How do I get involved? One guess I would have would be Tezos. Now, Bancor. This will be remembered as the coin that got DeFi 3.0 going. Bancor has solved something called impermanent loss. This is a lending and borrowing platform that our analysts think could go anywhere from 8 or 7 into the double digits. This kind of reminds me of the way synthetics traded when it took off. This is also available, like Yearn, on Coinbase Pro. People may have shied away from it because it went from 2 to 6, and this may be one of those coins that goes from 2, where it started from, to 22. Okay? If Bancor is still moving higher and people are buying dips, then big players are trading D3. Okay, let's look at things that our team likes, and let's talk about why you need to be a Token Metrics customer. This is Alpha. It's got a nice story behind it. Our technology people have looked at it. Our customers had this in hand several days ago, several weeks ago. And now I'm noticing that this is making a consolidation formation, a classic Elliott Wave setup that we've seen time and again, just like the one we've seen in Yearn, where this coin that trades at roughly $1.50 or $1.60 is just sort of hanging out, waiting. And frequently before big trends start, that's what you have to do, wait. So brief disclaimer, I personally own Bancor and Alpha. These coins are making formations on charts that lead me to believe that if you can wait, if you can hang in there, okay, when this D3 hits, some of these coins have 10x potential. Okay, let's talk about PERP, a derivatives play. We've brought it up before. It went up and then it went down like so many instruments in the world. Right now, it's trading around 5. Now, this thing's been volatile. It, went to 9, then it went to 4, and it's been very hard to stay with unless you were an early adopter at 2. My chart work indicates that this could, if 5 holds, that's an if 5 holds, the ultimate target, if ETH is at 3,000, could be PERP at 20. I also understand staking, according to our analysts, is coming out soon for this. 5 has got to hold, though. If it doesn't hold 5, I'm not sticking around. And yes, that was the first person I own PERP. I got involved yesterday. Now, Rari Capital, RGT. Basically, it's an improved version of Aave where you can create any money market you want. Our customers have known about this for at least a week or more, allowing them to get involved, getting them a 40% return as of this recording. I watched one of our other analysts present this, and then I did my own chart work. And if D3 is real, this small coin could head from 14 or 16 to 28 or 45. In other words, go back to July of last year and think about that move and think about what these type of coins could do. Now, I know I spent last week telling you, oh, I'm worried about legacy. And then I realized something. Everyone's too worried about legacy. And no one is thinking about D3, DeFi 3.0. So this is a highly aggressive combination. It just shows Alpha, ETH, Yearn, and Bancor. It's a demonstration of what you can do on the portfolio page of our website. Now, that's nice, but what I really want to show you is something that is a combination of work of my own TA, our quantitative analyst who's a financial engineer, and a member of our team who is a blockchain technology expert and a trader. So we work together to create this. It's a grouping, okay, a pie chart that shows allocations if you really wanted to make what our founder, Ian Balina, calls, life-changing returns, right? So I said, okay, if we took a bunch of small coins and we built and used portfolio theory to group them up, what would we get? Well, you get 35% in alpha. Honestly, that's a lot. And I wouldn't do that unless you were really, really, really able to take the loss if it turns around and goes down. And as you can see, we've got ETH, Bancor, okay, Rari, and PERP to round it out. The cool thing about Token Metrics is we can not only find the coins, we can not only chart the coins, but we can group coins as well and help you allocate capital. So this is just something I put together for the stream. Okay, I'm gonna add coins to this. It's going to be in our newsletters this week, and we're going to be helping our customers figure out how to capture the value from D3. Because if legacy is stable on Monday, the next round is going to be enormous. Now, let's talk about the what happens if I'm wrong thinking. Just to be conservative. So here's a tweet from Peter Brandt, who is older than me and has seen a lot, right, an expert trader, and he's noting that my ex-firm, Goldman Sachs, has reinstituted a crypto trading desk. Now, Goldman Sachs did the same thing at the top of the market in 2017 and shut down the desk in early 2018. This time, Goldman's getting on board. And let me tell you something. Goldman rarely makes mistakes. They never make the same mistake twice. When Goldman is coming and creating a crypto desk now, it's because they know D3 is here. And if they're going to be relevant, they better be offering trading to their customers in something other than Bitcoin. Goldman isn't making a Bitcoin trading desk. It's making a crypto trading desk. And I think there's huge opportunities for new people in crypto and for people who are here. Forrest will tell you some good stuff, and so will Ian. There is so much out there that can just go straight up between now and May, because the big people are just getting here. So you're not too late. You're not too early. You're right on time. Get your Coinbase account, get your BlockFi account, get your MetaMask wallet, and get ready, because Token Metrics is going to help you go beyond the moon. And that's the market update.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So if you enjoyed the market update, be sure to smash the like button and get this video and send this to a friend. Okay. Forrest, any thoughts on the market update? Any comments you want to add?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Bill, for the market update. I love that you included Litecoin as your first or second coin that you did analysis on. And I actually believe there's a lot of opportunity right now in the digital cash solutions sector for cryptocurrency. And when I say digital cash solutions, I'm talking about non-smart contract networks. I'm talking about Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Monero, Dash, Nano, Zcash, if I didn't mention that one already. All these non-smart contract networks that aren't involved in DeFi, all the hype and mania around DeFi has caused what I believe to be an undervaluation of these digital cash solution coins. And I think there's a lot of opportunity in timing the market, right? Because the correction in Bitcoin and the correction in the overall crypto market beats down these digital cash solution tokens harder than they're beating down the smart contract networks and the DeFi tokens. And they seem to be acting in a laggard pattern. Once the market gets some confidence coming back into the market, these digital cash solutions like Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin seem to act a little bit laggard. And I think there's a lot of opportunity there from a trading perspective and a timing perspective when it comes to Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Monero, all these other digital cash solutions.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. So now let's make a few quick announcements. So every Tuesday, we'll be hosting a Clubhouse session. So make sure to follow me on Clubhouse, same handle, @Diary of a Made Man. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be hosting a Clubhouse session. So last week was the first time trying it out. It was pretty cool. It's pretty much kind of like the live stream. It's an AMA. Me, our team is on there. You can ask us any question. We typically go for, I would say, maybe 2 to 3 hours. So if you're at home, if you're on Clubhouse, mark this date on your calendar every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Come hang out with the Token Metrics team. So then last other announcement, Token Metrics is actively hiring. Do you want to work with us? As you see here, Forrest just joined the team. We're actively hiring. We're growing. As a company, for the last 12 months, we've been growing 50% month over month. So if you want to join the team, join crypto, and get in the weeds of cryptocurrency and join us on this vision and mission of going to the moon and beyond, go to tokenmetrics.com/careers and apply. All right, Forrest, let's segue to your section. So what exactly do you plan to cover? Okay, we can't hear Forrest. Not sure if it's just me.
So
or...
I'm hope my audio is
there
back.
You go.
I'm covering 5 projects that I think everyone should be looking at and watching because they're on the Token Metrics watch list, right? So My job is to find the hidden gems, and I go through 50 to 100 projects every week in order to do that. And I rate them from a fundamental analysis perspective, and then I push them over to our development team to do some code review and some further analysis. And these are the 5 that I've pushed over to our code review team to put under a microscope and to keep an eye on in the future. So number 1 is SPECTRAL.FINANCE. SPECTRAL.FINANCE is a credit risk oracle, or in other words, they're seeking to assign on-chain credit scores within the DeFi space. So SPECTRAL.FINANCE is backed by a team of top-tier investors. You've got Rarestone Capital, Galaxy Digital, as Bill mentioned in his segment. That's Mike Novogratz's fund, Maven 11, among others. And the reason SPECTRAL.FINANCE is the most exciting project I've actually looked at in the last several weeks is because I think it has absolutely massive implications in the DeFi space. So if you can assign a credit score in the DeFi ecosystem, that's extremely valuable. So what SPECTRAL.FINANCE actually plans to do is bundle all of your wallet addresses that you want bundled together into an NFT, and then do risk analysis on those wallet addresses based on their past history and assign a macro credit score. Now, imagine being Compound or Maker or Synthetics or Uniswap, and you want to attract liquidity. You can potentially offer a higher rate to people that are more solvent because they have a higher credit score. Now, the first iteration of these credit scores is just going to be to simply reduce the amount of collateral needed for lending protocols. So right now in DeFi, if you want to get a loan, a cryptocurrency loan, you're probably going to have to put up about 150% of the collateral of that loan to take it out. With SPECTRAL.FINANCE, if you have a phenomenal credit score, you might only have to put up 120% of that collateral. And in the future, maybe even less. So I personally think SPECTRAL.FINANCE has very, very promising implications in the DeFi space. Next up is Teller Finance. So Teller Finance is actually similar to what SPECTRAL.FINANCE is trying to accomplish, but it's got KYC integrated with consumer data. So instead of being completely on-chain and on-chain only like SPECTRAL.FINANCE is, Teller is using Chainlink to look at your banking history and look at your and pull reports from credit agencies and assign you a probably a more accurate credit score because it's taking into account your off-chain data as well. So there's not currently a token for Teller or for SPECTRAL.FINANCE. I should have mentioned that as well, but we will keep you updated, and we're going to be watching closely for when these two do launch tokens. Teller has 3 audits that they've passed with flying colors, and they're also backed by 3 leading DeFi investors, Maven 11, Parify, and Framework. Also, Teller already has a working alpha product live, which is really nice to see. Next up is Akash. So Akash Network is a peer-to-peer open cloud computing marketplace built on Cosmos, and it's already at above a $200 million market cap. You can see the price here pulled from CoinGecko has been performing quite well recently, right? And I've pushed this over to our development team to do a code review because I want to know, is Akash Network the premier cloud computing marketplace, or is it just a competitor that's hyped up right now among the white noise of all this, bull market stuff that's going on right now? Another interesting part about Akash Network is the way it works is users get rewarded for providing computing power to the network. Well, Akash Network sells prefab supercomputers. They're called the Akash Super Mini, and they'll be available in Q3. So, pending further research and review, this could potentially be a lucrative source of passive income to just be able to plug and play, plug in one of these supercomputers and provide computing resources to the network and earn AKT or the Akash token in return. So next up, we've got Immutable. Immutable X is a brand new project. There's not a lot of information out about it right now, but it's backed by quite a few reputable investors, and it's a protocol for building on the Ethereum blockchain with scalable technology, ZK rollups, It's a ZK rollups protocol for Ethereum, and it not only supports ERC20 tokens, but also ERC721 tokens or NFTs. So we think Immutable has the potential to be huge because it's allowing developers to develop exchanges, decentralized applications, and games on the Ethereum blockchain with scalable technology behind it, that being ZK rollups. Last but not least is Parcel.money. Parcel.money is a crypto treasury management system, and they're backed by both Consensus and Protocol Labs. And one of the most interesting things about Parcel.money, which isn't available yet, we'll let you know when they do have a token launch. You've got all of these companies moving into the cryptocurrency space that may want to manage their payroll with stablecoins. But then you've got all this money sitting in your treasury that isn't earning any yield. Well, they're offering a yield tool that can optimize the yield on your treasury, your company's treasury that would otherwise be sitting still and subject to inflation. That, I think, is a huge value add and something I'm definitely, this is a project that we're definitely going to be keeping our eyes on. And that's the 5 projects that I think everybody should be keeping on their watch list.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. So curious to see, which projects do you like the most? Let us know down below. Bill, any projects kind of jump out at you?
Yeah, this thing about the cash management, the last project he showed, the fact of the matter is institutions are going to have to start using crypto to either earn yield on Bitcoin, pay employees in crypto, or use crypto to get interest and protection from inflation on digital versions of fiat currencies. If you just sit around and wait for a loaf of bread to go to $12, you're going to get fired. If you can wrap that into a corporate treasury analogy, right? You can't invest at 0 or negative rates anymore. You don't have to, you shouldn't. And by the end of the year, it'll be irresponsible not to have done so. So that project is going somewhere.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Okay, let's now change over to the question of the day. So go to menti.com, menti.com, use the code 72892330. And the question of the day is, Ethereum Improvement Proposal 1559 is scheduled for July. Do you think it's time for ETH to break out? The options are yes, no, or it's hard to say. Bill, what do you think about this? Actually, hold on. Sorry. So for those who don't know, EIP 1559 basically makes Ethereum deflationary. So Ethereum essentially had a infinite supply where they're inflating tokens and creating new crypto over time. But it eventually approaches close to 0, but never hits quite 0. What this proposal does is, once it launches, Ethereum, to my understanding, will be burning Ether. So in a way, this now makes Ethereum deflationary and should make Ethereum even more scarce. But from a technical perspective, Bill, what do you think? Do you think Ethereum is about to rally?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that this theme has not been traded yet, to use sort of Wall Street vernacular. This whole idea that Ethereum has got to become a household name and everything you've got to have, or something everyone's got to have, the catalyst for that trade to start, note I said start, is this proposal. It's going to take something like this for people to see what we already know, that Ethereum is unique, it's special, and it's got a moat around it in terms of all the different things it can do. So this just adds to the idea that people are going to look around, and so are institutions, and go, oh no, I need to have some Ether.
All right.
So from a technical perspective, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think the charts are becoming compelling.
All right. Forrest, what do you think about this proposal?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a huge catalyst for Ethereum, and Ethereum usually lags behind one move behind Bitcoin from the analysis that I've done, and it almost missed its last move. And I think the reason for that was that there was so much hype around Binance Smart Chain. There's been so much hype around Cardano. I think this is the catalyst that is needed for confidence to go back into the market and into the Ethereum market that was kind of lost when we saw this narrative of high gas fees. So I think this is the catalyst that's going to bring that confidence back into the market for Ethereum.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, obviously, I'm already bullish on Ether, but because we have ETH 2.0 coming out, and Ethereum has almost 10 times the number of active developers each month versus Bitcoin, and now you're saying Ethereum is now even going to become deflationary? This makes me even more bullish long term. As a long-term value investor, makes me even more bullish on Ether. And I think so. Basically, I have a prediction out there saying that I believe in 10 years Ethereum will flip Bitcoin in terms of market cap, because Bitcoin had first mover advantage, but that's basically it. Honestly, I think everything being built on Bitcoin can be built on Ethereum. So I think with this, that prediction could happen even much faster, maybe 5 years. But anyway, let's see what the audience has to say. Audience has said yes as well. They think the proposal will help Ethereum break out. Let us know what you think. Do you agree? Post down below. Okay, let's go to the next segment. Thought of the week. Do you think 2021 is going to be a year of NFTs in the crypto world? The options are yes, the trend is here. 2, I'm not sure. Third option, no, I haven't seen such potential in NFTs. So, I mean, NFTs are here to stay, honestly, because I mentioned this on the last show. NFTs has surpassed DeFi as a more trending topic on Google Trends, meaning that more people care about NFTs. And really the catalyst of NFTs has been NBA Top Shot. Because actually, I did try to, sorry, that's not it. So, and I think for anybody out there who's really curious about NFTs, and if you're into sports, just go to Top Shop, create an account, and try it out. So one of these days, I do plan to do a pack opening. So I've signed up. I'm still going through the entire process, but I'll keep you updated. But I think it'll be pretty cool for us to kind of go through this NFT rabbit hole, because you have all these big investors from the Novogratz to Chamath to Gary Vee to Mark Cuban. They're all talking about NFTs. NFTs is a way to really get people who normally would not be in crypto to get into crypto. And I've been talking about this project for a while, and 2 of our blockchain engineers love it. Flow. I did try to buy this last week, but unfortunately, if you go to the markets here on CoinGecko, the only markets available for Americans, or I would say that the only exchanges I would trust myself personally is Kraken and CoinList, but unfortunately they don't accept Americans. So, but this project has been moving pretty well. So if I could invest in anything in NFT, it would likely be this project. So it's up almost 300% in the last 1 month. But anyway, Forrest, what's your take on NFTs?
I agree with you in that NFTs are absolutely here to stay. For me, from an investment perspective, NFTs, for me, are a bear market play. And that's because I don't think that there's enough liquidity in the NFT market, in actual NFTs, not necessarily NFT platforms, to warrant my money being invested in NFTs. And I say that because back in September, October, I actually took some money out of NFTs that I was invested in, and it took about 2 to 3 weeks to sell them. And this is obviously before all this NFT hype that we've gotten. But I think in a bull market, I want my money invested in right now DeFi projects and projects that are like Ethereum that are going to be benefiting from the NFT hype. And then when the bear market comes around, and I don't mind having to sit on an NFT for 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be looking to invest in some NFTs long term. So for me, NFTs are a bear market play.
All right. Bill, what do you think?
I think NFTs bring us back to Forrest's idea of digital cash being underappreciated. Okay, so NFTs are fun. They're probably a new form of security, right? People don't want stocks and bonds in certain age groups. They don't believe they have value. Legacy has lost its credibility. Like, what's the difference between a share of Netflix and someone's Pokemon cards? Currently, nothing. There is no difference. Okay, people are assigning value to art. It's almost like we've gone back to the Roman Empire, where sculptures, vases, and jewelry, or basketball cards, in this case, are now forms of investment that people are throwing legitimate money at. Now, what kind of money? Well, it's going to be cryptocurrency, and that's going to be your Bitcoin, your Litecoins, your Bitcoin Cashes, etc. So I think NFTs are going to help bring people to crypto and go, wow, this is cool. How do I get in on it? And we all know that the first step in crypto is to just open an account, get Bitcoin, Ether, or whatever's on PayPal, etc. And the number of people that can come over to crypto with NFTs is enormous. So I don't think it's the year of NFTs. I think it's the year of cryptocurrency and decentralized finance. Now, frequently, it could take something no one would predict, like basketball cards and Pokemon cards online, to explode. But we're in crypto. We've all been here for a while through bear markets. Who cares why they come? We only care if they come. And we only care that, groups like us and Token Metrics are here to help you when you get here. So it doesn't matter whether you're tired of stocks or you're into basketball cards. You like NFTs? Awesome. Come on in. Let's do crypto. Let's go.
All right. Thank you, Bill. And the audience agrees. They think the trend is here to stay. All right. Tell us what you think. Do you agree with them or not? Let us know down below. Okay, let's check in here with the audience and see what they have to say. Okay, so the crypto target says, have you seen Jack Dorsey's NFT tweet? What do you think? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. NFTs are here to stay. Now, I would not be investing in them and treating them as investments. I would treat them purely as speculation, just like buying trading cards or going gambling, right? When I say speculation, I mean that I would personally not put I would put less than 1% of my portfolio into NFTs. If I was looking to actually invest in NFTs, I would invest in the infrastructure. That's why I think Flow Protocol and their blockchain is really the best NFT play, because you can really invest like a VC without having to speculate. Okay, let's see what else anybody else has to say. Beanie Babies, says Dave. Okay. Magic says it's for real. Very, very huge pump. Dave says it will popularize crypto, but it's like Beanie Babies or Cabbage Patch, not going to revolutionize anything outside collectibles and art. Well, I mean, you'll be surprised because I think DJ Law sold an NFT music album for $11 million. So you have all these artists who are really getting into it. And we're also looking into ourselves, possibly launching NFTs. So if you're an artist and you make great art, contact us. Maybe we can partner together and make NFTs. Okay, all right, let's go on to the next segment. Crypto Showdown. Top altcoin picks for March. The options are UMA, Solana, and Nord Finance. Go to minty.com and use the code 7289-2330. That's 7289-2330. And let us know what you think. Bill, so out of these three projects, which ones from a TA perspective do you think will have the best month?
Okay, so that's a good question. So let's start with UMA. Pulling the chart up here. UMA was a big derivatives play. Okay, now when I'm looking at the screen and I'm looking at UMA, right? This area here, okay, this is a 4-hour chart. Okay, so obviously this is a fast moving market. And I would imagine UMA is going to be higher by the time people watch the recorded video. Okay. UMA has actually gone up a lot. Okay. It's gone from 10 to 42 and back to 20. Now, this does look like there's going to be another leg higher in UMA. The question is it going to take out its high? Okay. I would say no. I think there are other plays that may actually wind up doing better. Okay. One of those plays could be Solana. Okay. These guys recently bought Ren, correct me if I'm wrong, which is a protocol that is.
Oh, they bought the team behind Ren.
That's right. They bought the team. So if you look at this, the way Solana has been moving, okay, it'll go up and then it'll make these triangular consolidation formations. Now, I know I just got done telling everybody that Ethereum competitors are not the new focus. That said, these guys who are in charge of Solana, they mean business. And when they bought the Ren team, keep in mind, the Ren token is going to act like an airport shuttle bus between Ethereum and Polkadot. So rather than, I know this is up a lot, okay, but this is an under the radar play and it's not on Coinbase. So I like this better than UMA. And what's my third choice?
So we had UMA, Nord Finance, and Solana.
Okay, so Nord I've only got against ETH. So that's not going to be the best looking chart given the way ETH is trading. NRD?
Right. I believe, yes. No, NORD.
Oh, NORD, okay. All right, now with this I would say no, only because I don't like it when you have an altcoin, okay, that has a big spike and then a drop and another big spike and drop, right? I don't like the all the way up, all the way down twice. This looks like sellers are in control, and I would stick with Solana.
All right, thank you, Bill. Now let's also take a look and see what Token Metrics has to say from a price prediction perspective. So here, let's begin with Nord Finance. So the price prediction for this is basically pretty much flat for the whole month. Now, obviously, this is just kind of this kind of gives you a guide in terms of where this is going. If we go to Solana, it actually has Solana kind of tailing off towards the end of the month and going to about $10. But if we go to UMA, this is probably, I would say, the most optimistic. This has UMA is currently at about $22, and it has UMA going up to $26 and kind of being flat. So between $26, $27. So definitely the price prediction is probably more bullish on UMA. Forrest, what do you think out of these three projects? If you had to choose these three, whether through fundamentals or TA, which one are you more bullish on?
I'm going with Solana because I think until Ethereum gets the trifecta of EIP 1559, popularized layer 2 gas solutions, and Ethereum 2.0, these alternative smart contract networks like Cardano and Solana that are potentially faster and potentially have lower fees, I don't think those will start to crash or bleed until Ethereum completes that trifecta. I think there's still a lot of meat left on the bone for Solana, for Cardano, for some of these other smart contract networks. And that's my take on it.
All right, thank you, Forrest. So let's see what the audience has to say. And the winner is Solana. All right, so Crypto Family is very, very bullish on Solana having a great month. Let us know what you think. Do you think they're right? Post down below. Okay, all right, let's go on to the next. Okay, time for crypto therapy. Okay, hold on, sorry, just give me 1 second as we switch here. So if you have a crypto question you'd like to ask, just call in. Actually, just give me 1 second because I have to switch over to the phone. In the meantime, Bill, what's your take with the market? Any other comments on the market? Maybe you and Forrest can kind of talk for a bit as I get this opened up.
Sure. Okay, so let me briefly weigh in on legacy. The stimulus package came out this week. Last week, the big fear trade that got everyone excited was that the government had trouble issuing bonds. In other words, the Fed wouldn't print money to let the Treasury borrow money. They tried an experiment for a week, and things got rocky, and they changed their mind. So I decided that they'd had quite enough of that. One question I did have for Forrest is, Forrest, I understand you have a favorite digital cash solution. Mine's Litecoin, but I understand you have a kind of a pet project of your own. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. It's unpopular in a lot of crypto circles to even mention this coin, but my pet project, the one that I actually have significant bags of, about 30% of my portfolio in, is Nano. And the reason that is I think it's, from a technical perspective, the most undervalued cryptocurrency in the top 100 right now. I completely understand that it might take 2, maybe 5 years, or maybe never. My thesis may never prove true. And I'm prepared to hold through that because I think the risk versus reward ratio is high enough to warrant a significant part of my portfolio being in Nano. I believe, honestly, from a technical perspective, that Nano is better than Bitcoin. Now, obviously, from an adoption perspective, not so much, right? Nano has next to zero adoption.
From a technology standpoint, you said?
From a technology standpoint. So Nano has zero fees. Instantaneous transactions. So the Nano network has actually been getting spammed over the last few days. And I believe yesterday there were 3 million transactions on the Nano network. Confirmation times were 0.4 seconds, under half a second. So
now, is Nano a fork of Bitcoin, or is it its own technology?
Nope. Totally different technology.
Okay. All right. Well, we're back. All right. So time for crypto therapy. So as you see here, we now have more I would say, acting doctors in crypto therapy. Any questions you have, call in. This is being brought to you by Ifani. Ifani is a sponsor of this segment. I've been a customer for Ifani for a while, for over a year. If you want to protect your money in crypto and you want to make sure you don't get SIM swapped, go to tokenmetrics.com/Ifani and join. I highly recommend them, especially if you're in crypto and you're trying to build wealth and you want to make sure you don't get hacked. Because other companies like AT&T, Verizon, whatever, while good companies, they don't really cater to crypto customers. So I think having a crypto phone or having a phone that's secure that you use for your 2FA for crypto is definitely the way to go. Okay, so call this number, 1-888-90-TOKEN. That's 888-908-6536. We do accept international calls. So we're going to open up the lines. Let me see here. Just give me 1 second. So let's see if we can get any callers to ask a question live on the air. Looks like, yeah. So when you call in, make sure to go to extension 1 for crypto therapy, and then we'll have you call in. Okay, so as we wait for people to call in, we can answer a few of the other questions. Favorite staking coins. What are your favorite staking coins? Okay, this is the question from the forum. So the coins I'm currently staking are Matic Network, Matic/Polygon. I've been staking that. I think the rewards on that are about 20%. Then recently, last week, I began staking PNT, P Network, and that one's been doing pretty well. The APY on that is actually 144%, I believe. Let me actually pull this up here. So from kind of delving deeper into their documentation here, I discovered that there was staking, and the staking APY is very, very attractive. So it's kind of like, it's basically yield farming in a way. So if you add liquidity to their PNT/ETH pool on Uniswap, you can earn 144% APY. So I had mentioned before that initially I had a small position in P Network. Then after their partnership announcement with Polygon Matic, I ended up doubling down. So now it's about 2% of my portfolio, and it's been growing. And I'm just staking part of that here through this site called Steroids.Finance. Those are the two projects I'm currently staking. How about you, Forrest? Are you staking any projects at the moment?
Yep, I'm staking Polkadot, and I like Polkadot for a number of different reasons. One of the reasons is that you earn currently 12% when you stake Polkadot. It's really, really easy to stake on Kraken. You can, it's like one click to stake it and unstake it. And even at 12%, the inflation's pretty reasonable. So whenever you stake a token, you want to take into account the inflation, subtract that inflation out, and the rate of return on Polkadot is actually still like 5% after you take into account the network inflation.
All right, great. How about you, Bill? Any projects you like staking wise?
Well, I was going to say Polkadot. I'm waiting for staking in Perp and Alpha. Right, those are the ones, and I'm seriously considering providing liquidity for Rari Finance. But I think Forrest is totally right. The no-brainer staking play is DOT.
All right, so we have some callers here. Okay, so any questions you have, just call 1-888-90 token. So let's turn up the volume here and see what the caller has to say.
Hey, Ian, Ramesh here. I have a question about EBITDA, EBRH. That's the ticker symbol. EBITDA, it is touted as the tornado cash of Binance Smart Chain. I'm curious to know about your thoughts. What do you think the potential of that project is? And thank you. I appreciate all your services. I'm an investor subscriber. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, awesome. First of all,
We just landed on the moon.
thank you for being a customer. We're definitely everywhere we are because of people like you. Okay, so the project was, did you guys get that? ERB? Ibira? I've not heard of this, unfortunately. Did you actually? Sorry, let's play that again. Do you have the symbol, Bill? Do you have that by any chance?
I'm furiously searching for it. I don't know. Does Forrest have it? I don't have it.
I can't find it either. I missed
I
the
can't
exact
find it.
letter.
Hey, Ian,
Let's play it again.
Ramesh here. I have a question about EBITDA, EBRH. That's the ticker symbol. EBITDA, it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not coming up here in CoinGecko. So, unfortunately, we won't be able to answer that question. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Hi, I'm wondering why Unstoppable Domain seems to have the corner on crypto domain names. I would have thought it would be decentralized. If there are other options besides Unstoppable, the .zil or the .crypto, I'd like to hear more about that. Thanks.
Okay, good question. So basically, why does Unstoppable Domains have all these crypto domains? Because when it comes to domain names, my understanding of how the whole process works is basically very centralized, because all these countries come together and there's some kind of formal body, I forget their name, that basically controls the top level domains of .com, .us, whatever country you're in, and all these countries and this body decide. So my understanding is all these providers, they just go out there, purchase a particular subdomain such as .crypto, .eth, and then they resell that and they tokenize that through crypto, or they let you buy that through crypto. So you can't really make that fully decentralized to my understanding, because there's always that centralized aspect to it. Now, one project we did look into a while back was called Handshake. Yes, so maybe worth looking into. They're basically building their own blockchain, and then it has a market cap of about 100 million. And this blockchain is really for domain services. Hasn't really done too well in the last 1 year, even in this bull run, which is actually kind of surprising. but basically it's a decentralized naming and certificate authority. So maybe worth looking into. I haven't delved too deep into it. I did have their white paper on my on my list to read last year, but never got to it. But looking at this, it says Handshake is a decentralized, permissionless naming protocol where every peer is validating and in charge of managing the root DNS naming zone with the goal of creating an alternative to existing certificates. Okay, yeah, so definitely worth looking into this. Forrest or Bill, have you any comments on domain names for crypto?
Yeah, I've got relatively little insight to add there. I do find it interesting because I know there are businesses built around flipping off-chain, normal domains. So it would be interesting to see if there's a marketplace for flipping Ethereum-based domains. But from the technical perspective, I have very little insight to add.
Okay, all right. Let's take one more. Just give me 1 second here. Okay.
How you guys doing? I just wanted to ask about Celsius Network. I heard the last couple of live streams and really inspired me to go ahead and purchase some of these mines. The question that I had is on the ideal antenna type of antenna that you get, whether it's a 3, 6, I think there's 9, and even above that. What kind of rating you would recommend on those? Thank you so much.
Okay, so he mentioned Celsius, but I think he meant to say Helium Network because that's the ones with the antenna. So let me actually pull that up. So this has been something we shared with our customers in the private group in the pro plan, which I basically shared with them, or actually no, a customer shared this with the group. There's a bundle currently. Let me pull this up. Just give me 1 second. But this antenna, I think, is a steal because this is the bundle I purchased. So I purchased this all separately last year. So this is the DigiKey part number, and this cost $160. So pretty crazy, just the antenna. Then I had to buy the base separately and everything separately. But one of the miners, one of the manufacturers for Helium, for the Helium devices, they've made this Helium bundle, which you can buy pretty much the same thing, because this antenna I have, the dBi on it is 8 dBi, 915 megahertz. They have this pretty much the same thing. So just Google 8 dBi fiberglass antenna bundle. I can also drop this into the chat for the live stream for anybody who has an interest in this antenna. Let me see if I can just copy and paste this. Right, so I've dropped this link in the chat, but make sure, this is what I would suggest. Bundle number 2 gives you the antenna, which is 8 dBi, the base to mount it on, plus the adapter, all for $72. So this is a steal, honestly, because I bought this by itself for almost $160, and you're basically getting this for this price. So if you click on this, so bundle number 2, this stays the same, and type RPSMA, and make sure the frequency is for your region, right? So 858 to 878 is for Europe, and anything in 900 is US. So if you're in the US, get this. If you're in Europe, get this version. But this is what I would recommend to buy for Helium. And just having this big antenna, and if you're in a city, you will do well. Having the antenna for 8 dBi gets you, I would say, probably 2 or 3 times more rewards, because I'm about 15 minutes from downtown Austin, and a friend of mine who's in downtown, he's basically in the middle of Austin downtown, and I'm getting twice as much each month. So I highly recommend this antenna. Okay, good question. Anybody with any comments on that? Forrest or Bill? You guys mining Helium yet?
My devices are on order.
On order. Yeah, they're
It's how I'm going to get my daughter into crypto.
Yeah, great way to get people into crypto. What'd you say, Forrest?
I'm getting mine as soon as I can. I'm all over it.
All in. Okay, let's take one more question from the audience here. Cryptotherapy. Okay.
Hey guys, what do you think is going to be the first killer app for cryptocurrencies? For the internet, it was stuff like email and online shopping. But what do you think is going to be the first killer app that the everyday person is going to use for cryptocurrency? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you for the question. Forrest, what do you think is going to be the first killer app?
The first, I mean, kind of two things come to mind. You've got just general wallets for, your digital cash solutions, sending payments. And then you've got DeFi. I mean, I think DeFi is already kind of that killer app that, it's not popular with everyone yet, but I think eventually the space is going to be more friendly to people that might be less, technically savvy and less interested in providing yield on DeFi. But I think we'll see the DeFi platforms and the user interfaces become more and more friendly to the point where people are providing liquidity and earning yield on their tokens, from simple apps in their phone.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. Bill, what do you think?
Well, somewhat direct answer. I think it's going to be something like BlockFi, right? In other words, it's going to be really easy to sell cryptocurrency to somebody who you'll go, gee, you can get 8% on that crypto. They'll be like, really? I'm like, yeah. And it can go up in value? Really? You can't believe what people invest in legacy. Penny stocks, junk bonds, total garbage. Pretty soon, you're going to be able to get regular cryptocurrency, okay? And the decentralized finance space is going to give you yield or interest on not just the big cryptos, like what we have on one of our partner sites, but eventually, there is going to be on the exchanges where they're going to be offering you interest. And I think once a platform like Coinbase goes public, Coinbase is essentially going to be paying interest on all these different coins. Okay, so the thing that's going to get everyone into crypto is both the combination of price appreciation and interest, which is just like stocks with dividends and capital gains.
All right, thank you, Bill. So honestly, I think the big crypto, I think the big crypto application and that big first killer dApp, NFTs. I think it's already here. Because initially I would have said DeFi, but once NFTs flip DeFi, even though there's lots of speculation, and seeing how many people who really didn't care about crypto are now getting into crypto because of NFTs, I think it's here to stay. Because if we go to NBA Top Shot here and looking at their traffic growth, does that pull up here on the screen? Yeah. So according to their traffic, it went from, in September, they're getting 21,000 views a month, to last month, they got almost 10 million views. So these are people who could care less about crypto. All they care for is basketball and athletes and making money. I mean, and this is just going exponential. So, because right now, basketball is not really popular, but I think once we enter the playoffs and they start dropping playoff packs, because I think if we get from here with Flow, because Flow is already valued at over $2 billion, the company behind us, because the interface on here is very, very easy. People are using this dApp, and most of them don't even know it's crypto, because it gives you the option to buy with crypto or to just buy with cash. But everything under the hood is blockchain. They built their own blockchain from the ground up. And I think this is how crypto really goes mainstream, because they're doing this with the NBA, but I'm pretty sure the NFL is next. There's also Sorare, which is doing the same thing with soccer and football, basically. So I think these are the killer dApps, because the amount of people I'm meeting in person who are hyped about this and wouldn't really care about crypto, when I talk to them about NFTs, they're all in, from artists to musicians. So I think this is the killer app. So tell us what you think down below. Okay, somebody just shared the ticker symbol for their question. Okay, so Iceberg says NBA billionaires are getting together for NFTs. Yeah, I mean, so because people love entertainment. When people are done working, they like to relax, whether it's through sports, through music, through art, whatever. And I think if we can get people who love that into crypto, that's a killer app. So tell us what you think. What do you think is a killer app for crypto? Is it anything else? Let us know down below. Okay, so let's try to get this symbol again. So EBRH is a symbol. Okay, let's try that.
I have it.
You have it? Okay, go ahead, Bill.
I have it. Okay. This is Ibira versus the dollar. Okay. From charts.cointrader. So it didn't come up with the symbol, but I found it with the name.
Okay,
now,
interesting.
What we've got here, and it says the source is CoinMarketCap. Okay. So what this looks like is happening is this looks like your classic rounded bottom, right? In other words, these small cryptos, they get destroyed, and then they make these they make these bottom formations that look like teacups or like saucers. Now, I don't think this is the teacup and handle, but I do think this 1 hour chart is like a rounding bottom. And you can tell with the amount of green that's coming in, especially if you look at the extent of the give up trade that occurred really not too long ago. This thing went all the way up and then everybody gave up. I mean, look at this right here. Look at him just quit right here. I mean, that is rage quitting right there, right? 4 red candles in a row, and then it's straight up. So whatever this is, it looks like people want it. And if you held it or you were trapped in it, I would say hang on.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Okay. Let's now go to this new segment, Crypto How To, where we go through and show you how to do something in crypto. So in today's segment, I'll go through how to stake tokens on P Network, PNT. This is a project I've been invested in since last year, but bought more now. Right now, it's about 2% of my portfolio. So from sometimes getting into staking or trying to find different ways to earn yield on your investment, you have to kind of really go down the actual rabbit hole. So I've been holding this for a while, but I had no idea they had staking because it's not really directly on their website. I'm not sure exactly why that is. But from going through their blog and just kind of doing my own research, I discovered that they do have staking through a different site called steroids.finance/earn. And this is actually approved or endorsed by the project. So different website for staking, and the yield here is high. So for 144% APY for PNT and ETH. They have different pools available as well. So the one I'm going to showcase is actually, let me take a look here, because they have different ones. Yeah, this is okay. This is V2. So this is for Uni. They have Curve as well. They have Doge. So let's pick a pool. So in this case, let us pick Uni V2. Actually, honestly, I'm not sure what the difference is here. So as you see here, I already put some crypto here already. So in this case, I'm going to put in, how much should I put in? Doing this live on the air. Let's say that one, Okay, sorry, let's do this instead. Okay, so let us do, how much do I have here? I have 2 ETH. Okay, so I have this plugged into my MetaMask, and I have my MetaMask connected to my Ledger wallet. So you just come in here, put in the amount you would like to stake. So let's do 10. Then I stake the ETH. So actually, yeah, that's too much. Let's just do 1 Ether just to keep things simple. Hit stake, MetaMask pops up. It then asks me to add that there. So I just confirm the transaction. Then let me actually log into my Ledger. That would help. Okay, so I'm now confirming the transaction on my Ledger. Okay, and now it should take some time to process. It says view this on Etherscan. Give it a few minutes, and then this will update, right? So basically, this is kind of different than compared to other staking platforms, because here I'm basically adding ETH, and it then buys half in ETH. So I'm sorry, it sells half the ETH to buy PNT. So for some reason, I'm not really depositing any PNT. So it's kind of weird, to be honest, because usually like on 1inch Exchange, they'll let you use the tokens you already have. So I already have PNT, but in this case, it's just selling my Ether for PNT. So you have to factor that in. So it's not a traditional yield farming or staking platform compared to like Sushi or 1inch Exchange. But that's pretty much it. It's that simple. APY is high. Obviously, be careful when adding liquidity to pools because you can suffer impermanent loss. But if you believe in the project long term, then definitely look into adding yield to your portfolio. Forrest or Bill, any comments on staking?
Seems pretty straightforward as far as P Network goes. I love providing liquidity on Uniswap, earning yield on DeFi tokens. I've got a number of different cryptocurrencies and tokens staked or providing liquidity and earning yield. So I'm a big fan of it. And in my experience, even long-term over the last 5 to 6 months, I haven't experienced that much impermanent loss on my DeFi portfolio.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so now let's switch over to the AMA. So go to menti.com, menti.com. The code is 72892330. So the first question is thoughts on Sora, XOR. PokerSwap is doing a huge airdrop for XOR holders in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we've been keeping tabs on the project. We can't really do a code review yet because the code is not open sourced yet. But we had an interview with the founder, Makoto, last year with a private group in the Pro Plan, where he kind of gave updates on the project and told us about their DEX. For those who don't know, PokerSwap is basically building a DEX on Polkadot. So think of it as Uniswap on Polkadot, essentially. And Sora was one of the best performing projects of last year. It pretty much just launched out of nowhere. It was a silent launch. I don't think they sold tokens at all. I think you had to just earn them, or it was an airdrop. I'm not sure. But the returns on that were huge. I think I've heard stories of people putting in like $1,000 and making millions on it. Like the return was crazy. Bill, could you pull this up and do some TA on it?
Yes. Okay, coming right up. Yeah, really an unbelievable chart. Okay, so this is XOR. This is a 4-hour chart. As you can see, it went from 0 to 750. Okay, I think when you zoom in on this, right? I'm noticing all over crypto that you've got multiple consolidation formations, right? So we've got this, I always call it the stop start look. Okay. And when you get a stop and then a start and then a stop and then a start and then a stop and then another start and then a stop, it's usually a prelude to a huge move, right? So that's a nice way of saying whatever this is, I don't know if it's going to go from 50 to 750 and have that kind of return, but people want to get after this stuff, right? And this looks very constructive on charts, as frankly does the whole market. And when I look at stuff like this, I'm like, thank God I got turned around and got positive on Friday, honestly.
Yeah, so looking at this on CoinGecko, this is crazy. So the all-time low was 8 cents. So basically 10 months ago on May 11th, 2020, because when did they launch? They launched in April, right? So yeah, pretty much when they launched, it was close to 8 cents, 9 cents or so. In 10 months, this has been over a 6,000% return. Almost a 7,000% return, almost a 7,000x. That's crazy. That's $1,000 would have turned to over $6 million in 10 months. Now, one thing to note though, it is a low cap coin. Market cap right now is 166. So market cap of 200 million, but the volume is pretty low. It shows 9 million here in the last 24 hours has been traded. 1.5 million on Uniswap. And the rest is on Galaxy. Okay, so there's more liquidity on Galaxy, but not the best exchanges out there. But hey, congrats if you made any money on this. So the person is saying they are doing an airdrop to PokerSwap holders. So I can see why this is rising. Now, I also know they do have, I think, liquidity mining. PokerSwap. And let me just find out the right website. Because last time we had a talk with the founder, he mentioned that they was doing some kind of liquidity program. So this is one we're definitely keeping an eye on. We'll definitely keep you posted once we get more code. Okay, let's go to the next question. Thoughts on QuickSwap? Yes. So DEXs are getting very, very popular, especially with Ethereum having its gas issues of scaling. So this is one we're also looking into. It's currently on our research list. For those who don't know, QuickSwap is also a DEX, but this is built on Matic / Polygon, and it's had quite the run in the last. If I go here, in the last 20 days, it's basically up 6x, over 600% in the last 20 days. But it has dropped recently. It's down almost over 50% in the last 1 week. So not sure exactly why there was a crash, but definitely worth keeping an eye on this one. We'll definitely share the code review once that's finished. Bill or Forrest, any thoughts on QuickSwap?
Yeah, so I actually took a look at QuickSwap when it was at about 500, and now, like you said, it's down to around 200. My biggest worry with QuickSwap is what happens when Uniswap gets a layer 2 solution and gas fees drop and transactions become instantaneous or very, very fast on Uniswap. That's my biggest worry with going in with a significant amount of capital on QuickSwap. What happens when Uniswap and SushiSwap and these big DEXs get there? I would be worried that QuickSwap would be, drown in the abyss, so to speak.
Yeah, well put. In crypto, there's definitely a huge abyss where altcoins got to die. Bill, what do you think?
Okay, well, just going straight off charts, it looks like there is some agreement on this abyss theme. However, once the speculative fires get lit, okay, in other words, people love to chase the things that everyone gives up on, right? So on one hand, Forrest is totally right? You don't like it when you see these things where it rises and it just gets hammered, okay? But the fact of the matter is, this is at support. So someone's going to try and buy it. It'll probably bounce. My guess would be there's a better trade elsewhere, right? But somebody's probably going to come after this because it looks like they gave up this morning.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So tell us what you think down below. Somebody's saying SushiSwap is already on Matic as well. Yes, so lots of projects are now going cross-chain. They've realized that's the way to go. So from SushiSwap to even 1inch Exchange is also on Binance Smart Chain. So I think this is definitely a very interesting, maybe kind of creating a whole new trend in crypto where projects now have to launch on multiple chains. Okay, so next question. LDO, Opium, Armor are at their lows. Is it a good time to buy more? And I guess these are longer term holds. I mean, well, we can't tell you what to do. That would be investment advice. I can tell you what I'm personally doing. To me, everything I personally invest in is a long-term hold because I don't need the money now. I can let my investments ride. I'm not a trader. I don't have time to trade. So for me, everything is long-term. I'm not even. I'm barely checking the price. I check my staking yield and yield farming yield more than I check the price. But that's kind of the mindset I have. Now, I don't personally buy Mo or dollar cost average. Typically, I just I find good projects that our team of engineers gives a score of 80% or higher based on code reviews. Once that's good, then I like to put about 5% of my portfolio into that as a long-term investment, and then I just kind of wait. Then after a while, I'll take profits. But for now, I'm not taking profits at the moment. I'm just passively earning yield. Now, one of the liquidity pools actually did end on 1inch Exchange, so that might change things. Because going here, right, the farming pools available on 1inch, they closed a ton of them, right? So they still have Torn and Opium. Vesper, actually, we just covered this project recently with our customers. We did a code review on this last week. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. But if you go here to everything that's ended, LDO has ended. So I did this for about a month. So I put in about 13 grand and earned about 1,600 in 1inch. So I'll be claiming this probably today. And all these other pools also ended. Yeah, I'm not sure why they stopped. I guess they're just running out of tokens, or they have time frames. So liquidity might be drying up as a result. But I still believe in this project long term. But I'll probably take out everything from the pools because it makes no sense to be in the pools and take on the risk of impermanent loss if you're not being paid for it. Forrest, what do you think about that, about these projects?
I'm not personally invested in any of these three. I like the derivatives space right now with Opium Network. It is getting a little bit crowded, a little bit competitive. But I know Opium, I believe, scored really well on the code review. So if I had to pick any of these three, it would probably be Opium.
Okay, so actually a person has a question here. What's long term, says Emmanuel. Good question. Well, it varies. I mean, long term varies. Like, investing is so personal. That's why it's very hard to even like give out exact numbers. But I would say in general, in crypto, long term is 6 months. I would say 6 months is long term in crypto. But ideally, long term would be a year and longer. Basically, long term capital gains tax treatment. So I would say real long term is 12 months or longer. But in crypto, things move probably 100 times compared to equities. So long term could be 6 months. But to me, long term is kind of set and forget, right? You invest in it. It's kind of like buying Bitcoin back in 2013. Like, what's long term then? Long term is 2015, 2020, 2030. It varies. There's some people who never plan to sell their Bitcoin until it's at $1 million. So everything varies. Bill, could you maybe do some TA on these projects since our customers our audience has a huge interest in it? Let's begin with LDO.
Okay, I'm pulling up LDO now.
Okay.
Okay, I have Opium first. Is the symbol just
go ahead.
Opium?
Yeah, that works too. Any of those
Let me
three.
get that. Okay, so here's Opium, right? 4 hours from Uniswap. Right here, that's buyers coming in after everybody spent the entire month of February giving up. So my guess is Opium is a good play. What's the other symbol?
LDO.
Okay. So again, this is kind of classic, right? This live stream, everyone, sometimes we have these shows and everyone's like, oh my God, I missed it. I didn't get here in time. You know what, folks? You got here right on time, because all of this stuff has been hammered while we've been waiting for the legacy problem, right? And when I was talking about D3, like, I'm not kidding. So this stuff looks like bargain basement prices. What's the third symbol?
Armor. ARMOR.
Okay, so this is your retracement game. All right, so here's what happened to Armor. There was obviously some negative news and everyone bailed right there. Okay, here is the 62% retracement level around 80. Okay, so 80 cents. I think if you saw this coming back above 80 cents, it would confirm that the bulls were in control. I think if the bulls do get control of this, it's going to go a lot higher. And here's why, right? Oh, okay. So this was the prior support point around 75 or 80 cents. And on this hack, they flushed everybody out, right? Everyone up here who paid between 80 cents and $2 probably gave up and got washed out. And that means anyone coming into this is going to be old buyers who got frustrated and want back in, along with new buyers. So all of these coins have got a similar look. This one's got a pretty powerful rally.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Okay. Next question from our audience. Hey, can you take a look at Hex? Several hundreds of thousands has been locked up for 15 years this week. Okay. Bill, could you pull up TA on Hex? Now, Hex, as we've kind of mentioned, is not anything we would hold long-term. From a fundamental perspective, we think they're better investments, to kind of put things politely. But as a trade, I mean, if you're trading it, definitely practice proper risk management. Forrest, when you trade, how do you position your trades?
What do you mean by position my trades? How do I manage my risk?
Yeah. So how do you manage risk? What percent of your portfolio do you put into a particular trade? How do you kind of do that?
Yeah, so it totally depends on my confidence level. I entered actually several trades on margin when Bitcoin, when the initial news came out that Elon Musk was into Bitcoin. He put the Bitcoin into his Twitter bio, the Bitcoin hashtag, and then that was followed up by his news of 1.5 billion. After we had held $30,000, the 30,000 point, and we dipped below a little bit, 28,500, I think was the low, maybe 28,700. When we had support for Bitcoin at that level so many times, I felt confident enough to enter a margin trade with a significant portion of my portfolio, not your typical managed risk of 1% to 2% of your portfolio per trade. Now, right now, totally different story. I am not leveraged in any of my positions. I am spot long with the majority of my portfolio. But as far as entering trades go right now, given the current market circumstance, I would be using 1% to 2%, maybe 3% of my portfolio per trade. It really depends on my confidence in the market at the time.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. Bill?
All right, let me get the TA pulled up on Hex. Again, this goes back to this idea of D3, right? First, Hex gets going last year, okay? That was like from nothing to 1.5 cents. Comes back down, it starts again, and then it stops. Now, I know this is not particularly exciting action, but I think if you see Hex above 1 cent again, okay, or 1.5 cents, it's got a shot at going to 6 cents, right? This is the type of environment with these Elliott wave setups where you can start setting gaudy price targets and, leveraging off what Forrest said. You can have 1 to 5% of an account or a portfolio in some of these speculative coins and have these things possibly 5x, right? In other words, I like to work with our quant team to set up portfolios, but Forrest risk management is spot on. And if you look at the chart in Hex, if somebody was trading and wanted to do 1 to 2% in this, I think you can do it because it's going sideways and it's got an Elliott setup for much, much higher prices. And I don't think anyone really understands that we could be entering a genuine alt season. And the last time we had one, Hex was a leader for DeFi 1.0. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Hex went along for DeFi 3.0.
All right. Bill, some people are asking, could you define what you call DeFi 3.0?
Okay, good question. So DeFi 1.0 was last year, right? That was, hey, DeFi is a thing. DeFi 2.0 was kind of a flash in the pan when everyone from Robinhood who was disgruntled came to Coinbase Pro. DeFi 2.0 was Aave going from like 175 to 500. Synthetics going to 20. Uni going from, 10 to 30. Okay. So all those big Coinbase DeFi alts was what I would call DeFi 2.0. DeFi 3.0 is going to be the future of derivatives, disrupting Wall Street through blockchain, your perp, your alpha, your opium. Okay. I'm even looking at something called D-Hedge, decentralized hedge funds. So D3 is the decentralization of all finance. Okay. So I think this rally, DeFi 1.0 was unbelievable because we were like, oh my God. And this helped launch token metrics into outer space. DeFi 2.0 was on Coinbase Pro, which is very strange. DeFi 3.0 is the world realizing that all finance has to be decentralized. This includes NFTs. This includes derivatives, futures, leverage, treasury management, all of it, all of finance, as in go to the store, buy a 500-page finance book, look at it and go, wow, this is all going on a blockchain, just like my basketball cards. All of this is going to be decentralized. And if you think of it that way, you think of a 500-page finance textbook in crypto on a blockchain, the whole market is mispriced, meaning it's too cheap, right? ETH is ridiculously cheap. ETH could go up 3 or 5x. I think all of these altcoins, if you catch the right niche, digital cash, derivatives, options, if you get it right, it's a 10x. The 10x's are out there. It's not just YouTube talk anymore.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Definitely great words there. Okay. Let's go to this question here. If the stock market is showing signs of a crash, do you still hold Bitcoin or ETH or trade into stablecoins? What about altcoins? Forrest, what do you think?
I'm pretty long crypto for the long term. So like you, Ian, most of my stuff is in long-term holds right now. As the risk in terms of how big the crypto bubble goes, I'll take some profits and maybe reduce my exposure to the crypto market a little bit. But that's coming from a place of I don't have the legacy expertise that Bill does. So Bill may be able to shed some light on how he handles his crypto holdings based off of the legacy market performance.
Bill, what do you think?
So let's talk about legacy gymnastics from last week. Here's what happened. Something happened in bonds. It was bad. I'll spare you the backstory. Bonds started to go down and interest rates started to rise, and it scared everyone in the stock market. So the people in the stock market, they have a new habit, particularly over weekends. They get short crypto. So there's a saying that I have when someone tries to hedge. So if you own stocks and then you short crypto to hedge, I remind people that hedges are something that little doggies pee on. Frequently, hedges backfire. So all these legacy investors who were afraid about their stock portfolios, they shorted crypto, and that's what pushed ETH down to 1,300. Well, when crypto came back and their shorts in crypto got squeezed out, what did they do at the end of last week? They panicked and sold all their tech stocks. And when they started to panic and sell their tech stocks, because again, their investments weren't working, their hedges weren't working, right? The little doggies thing. So guess what happened Friday afternoon? Equities turned around in reverse. And who would that be? That would be Uncle Sugar, Federal Reserve himself, going, okay, well, this experiment about us not buying the bonds didn't work. And I'm sitting here going, okay, you know, I don't want to sit here and talk about a legacy crisis. I want to talk about crypto going up. So in my mind, the legacy crisis just passed, and anybody short crypto is going to be in a world of hurt, one. And two, I think everybody is missing the idea that a real alt season, D3, is about to start. So yes, if the stock market crashes on Monday, crypto will probably suffer. But crypto is moving like people are short, people are not long, they're in cash, or they missed it. Because crypto either went down and stopped people out, which is what happened in Bitcoin and Ethereum, or in some of these altcoins, people gave up or just got bored. Right? And Forrest is exactly right. It's like, okay, well, you know, you have to manage some trading exposure. I'm an analyst. We do a weekly YouTube show. I can talk to these things. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's Ledger Nano and a safety deposit box, and you hodl. So Legacy created some entertainment this week and a buying opportunity for crypto. I don't think the Fed can afford the embarrassment of a blow up in Legacy, because it would embarrass a brand new president. So at the end of the day, it's good for crypto. Buy crypto, earn interest on it. You know, go check out our sponsor, BlockFi. Get yourself an eFani phone to make sure you're secure. So if you get in crypto, you'll be okay when a loaf of bread goes from $4 to $12. You'll be able to buy the bread, buy yourself a car and a house, and just like our commercial, you know, you'll be able to be free financially.
Ian, I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Next question here is a question we haven't heard in a while. Chainlink TA.
Okay.
So as Bill's pulling that up, let me also put this up on my end as well. Go ahead, Bill.
No, we haven't looked at Chainlink in a while.
Yeah, it seems like forever. Link Marines are back.
All right. So Chainlink. Now, clearly some points to note. One, sellers were active as Chainlink approached resistance at $38. Okay. Now, this comes from Legacy. Frequently, when you have a big point and the market stops short of the point, meaning the sellers just can't wait for it to get there, they got to sell now. If the market goes back up to that level, it usually blows through it. So there hasn't really been much of a reason to be bullish on Chainlink. Okay. And I'm thinking that if Chainlink gets to 38, Chainlink can go to 50. All right. I had a little technical difficulty there.
Okay.
DeFi 3.0 is going to involve a move in Chainlink. This idea of everything that everyone either forgot about or got frustrated about, okay, is going to come back. Just remember, Polkadot didn't do anything for months. Polkadot sat in a range between 4 and 8. And the next thing you know, it was headed for 30. Cardano, a classic case. Everyone forgot about it. And then it just 10x. Yearn Finance is moving today. And so is Link.
Uni as well.
Remember,
this project
right.
have been doing very well.
Right. And why is that? It's not just DeFi anymore. It's not just NFTs. It's finance decentralized. All of it. Right? So you're not going to decentralize all of finance, or like Forrest was talking about, the projects he was looking at that were using Chainlink to collect and distribute data about people's credit. Chainlink is going to be part of the mechanism that decentralizes finance. When you put it that way, Chainlink isn't just about the Link Marines anymore. It's about making the world a better place. So the Link Marines can get their helmets and fix bayonets and charge, because Link can go to 50, not just because of what Link can do, but because everyone's just going to look at the actions of the U.S. government. Everyone's going to look at the pandemic. Everybody's going to look at the state of Texas opening up with only 7% vaccinated. And people are going to go, oh my God, I need a new system. And I don't think you can have that system without Chainlink. Now, is Chainlink going to 10x? No. But Chainlink could go to 50. And it's one of these coins that was ignored on the last run, and it will probably wake up on this one.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Any thoughts on Chainlink, Forrest?
Yeah, and I'll actually show a little bit of TA here if I can also share my screen. Okay. I think Bill's exactly right when it comes to, he said, is Chainlink going to 10x? No, but it could go to 50. In the long term, I treat Chainlink personally like an accumulation play. So Chainlink has just been following on the logarithmic chart. Chainlink US dollar or USDT has been following this beautiful linear trend line over the long term. I accumulate Chainlink personally when we dip below or touch this trend line. Now, you might be somebody that holds Bitcoin and you might be looking for an opportunity to trade your Bitcoin and get long on some altcoins. There's a very similar linear pattern on a logarithmic chart. And if you're unfamiliar with logarithmic charts, when you have a linear trend line on a logarithmic chart, that equates to exponential growth. Now, obviously, that can't last forever. Nothing can go up exponentially forever, but we're in a period of time in crypto where you have these assets, these cryptocurrencies that are really early on, and they're in the exponential portion of their growth curve or their adoption curves, and they're experiencing exponential growth. So this is something that I like to take advantage of whenever I can. And as far as Chainlink goes, the trend line has, for the most part, remained unbroken. Every time we've dipped below it, we've come back on. So anytime we touch this trend line, I'm making a Chainlink buy personally. That's my Chainlink strategy.
All right, awesome. That's great. Thank you so much, Forrest. All right, okay, so be sure to smash the like button if you're enjoying this live stream, and also smash the like button to welcome Forrest to the Token Metrics crypto family. Okay, let's check in here with our audience and see how we're doing. Okay, Up says, I am following from Qatar. Next year, FIFA World Cup host. All right, I'm there. I've done the last 2 World Cups. I'm definitely planning to go to the next one in Qatar. Okay, lots of interest in mainframe. Okay. Ada is moving right now. Says Dalton, how do you feel about Polkastarter? So we did a code review on this a while back, and that's probably the only Polkadot project so far that's scored over 80%. So it's definitely a legit platform and project. Iceberg says, Bill always makes me so bullish on some of these projects. Okay, that's good. That's good. Peter says, your videos are so educational. So glad to catch you live. Great job, guys. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Peter. I appreciate the good words. We have a good team here and trying to offer as much value as possible to our crypto family. Okay, let's go back to the AMA here. So somebody wants us to take a look at Big Data Protocol and Ocean Protocol. Let's probably only do one. Let's just try to keep things at a minimum. BDT. That's not on CoinList. So just, Bill, could you pull up Ocean Protocol? And we can take a look at that.
Certainly. Is it Ocean?
I believe so.
Yes, I got it. Okay, so quite the move in this chart. Coming up right here. Okay. So Ocean, this is a 4-hour chart, March 7th. Obviously, it looks like, the move is obviously underway. It went from $1 to $1.60. I'm thinking the ultimate upside target here is a fib extension number that I've got at $1.80. Again, with the stimulus money coming out, if the stock market's up Monday, this looks like, kind of like almost the reverse of last week, where you had a weekend meltdown last week, and this one you could have like a melt up. So Ocean Protocol's got a lot of upside.
All right. How about you, Forrest? Have you heard of Ocean, or have you looked into it?
I believe it has something to do with
some data
like
play
ecosystem of some sort. Yeah, sharing data.
Yeah.
I'm not totally familiar with it, but I have heard of it.
Okay. Next question. Can you look at Vibe bringing adoption to the masses, augmented virtual reality and NFT auction and video game? Okay. Bill, could you pull that up for TA? Yeah, because Vibe.
Certainly.
I think I've heard of this too. I mean, right now it seems every project is trying to get into NFTs. NFTs is the trend of the month.
Okay, so this is one chart of Vibe that I have. Okay, I've really only got it on this platform. Let me see if I have it over here.
Volume.
Okay. So again, if you look at the volume here, this is probably 1-hour chart. Okay. Like the speculative fires in crypto have been lit once again, right? Because you can see the volume pouring into this thing as it rises, right? And you've also got this triangular consolidation pattern. Okay. So when you get these type of triangular or square consolidation patterns in crypto, this one with actual rising volume, okay, it's a recipe for a breakout. So, there's about to be probably a massive FOMO trade into NFTs. So any NFT coin, maybe the cryptocurrencies involved that you can pay for NFTs with, that may be a big chunk of D3. I think it's the start. I don't think it's all of it, but every coin that everyone's asking me about tonight looks ready to go.
All right. I like that. Thank you, Bill. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Thoughts on Superfarm. Technicals and your thoughts on the current market cap, long-term outlook would be great. Thanks. I believe we're still looking into this project with a code review or fundamental review, Forrest, I believe. This is a project from Elliott Trades.
Yep. So this one I have, it's actually on my list to go through this week. So we will keep you posted on that.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Bill, the symbol is super. So market cap is still pretty high, in my opinion. It's about 130 million. Trading volume in the last 24 hours is 3 million. Right now, it's pretty much trading on Uniswap. Oh, okay, and some PancakeSwap, and then Gate.io. But it's not really listed anywhere else. Bill, let me know when you're ready.
They do have 82,000 members in their Telegram.
Oh, yeah. Very active community.
All right. So can you see my chart?
Yes.
All right. Let me bring it back up again. Okay. So this, like many currencies, cryptocurrencies or crypto plays, here's like the rounding consolidation formation. It's the teacup and handle. Okay. So this is super. Okay. This is the 1 hour chart. So whatever this is, it's been kind of going, maybe a sideways, maybe a little bit of a rounded bottom. I think the takeaway that I would do with this, because of the high market cap and, the ability to sort of pump this via YouTube, I think you want to see this start going up now. I don't think you want to see this just perpetually trade sideways. Okay. I think it's got a really good shot at doing it now if it wants to do it. Right. So it could go up. It should go up. And I think you would want to see it go up if it was really something good. Now, of course, you want to see the volume coming in as well. Right. The thing about this is it looks like all the volume was over here when it first came out, and now no one's really involved. That's why I'm saying when it comes to this, it looks, it's a fairly neutral chart, but you would want to see buyers get busy now. Because if you're not getting busy when the market is starting to like perk up, I mean, every sector is not going to go up at once. Every coin is not going to go up at once. But I would want to see or expect to see buyers start coming into this within the next, say, 3 days.
Yeah. And looking at this, volume has pretty much been shrinking. So upon launch, there was massive FOMO. Volume went over 100 million, almost 200 million. Wow, that's crazy. But now volume is down to about under 5 million daily trading volume. Now I've gone on the site. I'm not seeing much, so I'm not sure exactly when they're launching this, but I think that's something to factor into whether you're investing in this long term or trading it. Right? Maybe kind of check out their roadmap and see when they plan to make any major milestone updates. But I think definitely right now it's very speculative until they launch. Okay, all right. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, so is 1 inch still on the path to $15 that Bill mentioned 3 weeks ago? Okay, let's find out. So Bill's going to pull up 1 inch, but I mean 1 inch is a project. Obviously, I'm very bullish on, because if you go to DeFi Pulse and if you go to Dexys. Right, so 1 inch right now is ranked 6th. There's over 600 million locked up in 1 inch protocol. Now, if you compare this to Uniswap and all these other dexes, they have almost 4 billion. And if you compare that, right now is 1 inch is at $4. If we go to Uni, I'm very bullish on both, but Uni's market cap is almost $18 billion. And this is getting higher and higher and higher. This is why I never sold my tokens, my airdrop tokens, because I think this is literally going to be the richest airdrop ever. Right? And people were trying to trade this and speculate on this in the first week and the first month when it came out. And to me, it made no sense, because looking at this, let's say you bought at the all-time low back in September, you basically made a 31x on your money. Like literally just for being a user of their project. So to me, I think this is just getting started, because the way DeFi goes is the way Uni goes. Like Uniswap is DeFi. And I think the next Uniswap, in my opinion, is 1inch Exchange because it takes what they're doing and aggregates this at a high level so that you can now have smart order routing and make trades on different exchanges without having to do anything. They do it for you. They automate it. Now they also have integration with the Binance Smart Chain. So very, very bullish. Plus they have farming on their platform. Bill?
Okay, so the only thing I can add fresh to 1inch is that I used 1inch to get involved in some of the altcoins I talked about in the market update. I mean, yeah, they charged me money for it, but I had confidence when I hit the button because they got Mike Novogratz's money behind their engine at Galaxy Digital. Now, exchanges are all undervalued relative to Coinbase, which is going to IPO. Don't be shocked if it's over 100 billion. First it was 70, then it was 100. All of these entities, Galaxy Digital, Uniswap, Sushi, and 1inch, are all massively undervalued, right? Finance decentralized, right? So this is not just farming. Like my brother, he started with Bitcoin, Litecoin, and ETH. So he's a lawyer, 5 kids. I talked to him about BNT. I told him to get MetaMask, and I told him to download the 1inch desktop app for Mac. And to him, it made sense, right? So when you talk about 1inch, when legacy comes to altcoins, right? In other words, they just FOMO'd into a lot of altcoins on Coinbase, and outside of mainly possibly like ETH, Yearn, and Bancor, I think the trades there are mostly done. Tezos probably is the NFT play on Coinbase, but the entire altcoin universe is undervalued, like massively. And when Legacy and Robinhood and everyone figures that out, yes, Uniswap, Sushi, of course. But I think 1inch is going to make it really easy, and people are going to pay the fees for peace of mind. So whatever Uniswap has done, they're going to lead the way, and 1inch may be the winner at the finish line. Because again, they're an aggregator, right? They don't care about who's got a gas fee problem and who doesn't. They're just going to get you the best fill. So the chart is, it's just sitting there at $3.69. And if it does what a lot of these alts do and does the Fibonacci extension move, by Memorial Day or July 4th, this could be at 12. So
All right.
D3.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Forrest, what do you think about 1inch?
Yeah, I'm extremely bullish on this entire AMM DEX area of DeFi. If you look at Uniswap's in the top 10 right now. Uniswap's the number 8 cryptocurrency and number 7 if you don't count USDT, if you don't count Tether, right? To my knowledge, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong here, this is the first time we've had a cryptocurrency in the top 10 that's not its own blockchain. I could be wrong there, but Uniswap is now bigger than Litecoin. It's bigger than Chainlink. It's bigger than Bitcoin Cash, right? And it's built on Ethereum. 1inch, and for that matter, all these other ones on DeFi Pulse, Bancor, Balancer, SushiSwap, Curve Finance, Uniswap, as mentioned, I'm extremely bullish on this entire area. I think these other ones, SushiSwap, Balancer, Bancor, 1inch, are all going to follow in Uniswap's footsteps.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. Okay, let's go to the next question. This is a question we get often. I have $1,000 now. How would you allocate it? How would you allocate it to get the best gains in this bull market? Okay, so basically, how to invest $1,000 in this bull run? Let's begin with Forrest. How would you allocate $1,000?
Bit of a trick question there. Totally depends on your risk tolerance. If you're willing to degen that $1,000, you're going to want to, probably spend part of that on a token metrics subscription and wait for the next big call. And
Good
that's not
answer.
even right. That's using, deep level investment analysis that's provided for you to make an educated decision. Now, if you want to go for a more, lower risk, investing in things that are in the top 50, I think what we just went over with, these AMM protocols, these DEXs, is a phenomenal opportunity. That's what's hot right now. All right. There's, you can throw it in Uniswap. You could throw it in 1inch. You could throw it in Bancor, Balancer. I think Balancer personally is one of those that is undervalued right now. So I think that would actually be a good place to start if you've got $1,000. Once you carve out a little bit for your token metrics subscription, of course.
Okay, Bill, how would you allocate $1,000 in this bull run?
Okay, piggybacking on that, the best thing you can do with $1,000 is invest it in a way where you can learn about crypto. So when you've got more than $1,000, you can hit the ground running. Okay. Ethereum, Bitcoin, okay. Uniswap. Look at the top 10, top 20 market cap coins, right? Obviously not investment advice, but if the world is going to run on a coin like Ethereum, investing and understanding things like Ethereum or Bitcoin will help you laser focus. You will be shocked. You will not have to put the full $1,000 into any cryptocurrency before your mind just acts like a laser beam and focuses and starts learning. So you invest that $1,000 in your education. Obviously, we'd like you to subscribe to our services so we can help you. Okay. And the most important thing is to invest it in something that has long-term value, that can help you learn the cryptocurrency world, because you're right on time. And the fact that you've got $1,000, it means you can get in the game.
All right. Well said. Well said. Yeah. I mean, if I had $1,000, first of all, I would make sure I'm learning as much as possible, as we've all mentioned, whether it's through free content like this with the live stream and on video, whether it's by becoming a customer of Token Metrics and getting our daily newsletter. Because now we're putting out one email every single day, 7 days a week. We've ramped up from 5 to 7 a week. But in general, in terms of allocating your portfolio, what's your time horizon, right? That's why investing is personal. That's why even investment advice means that something has been customized to your goals and everything. But in general, that's why we have the indices on the platform. They give you a guideline in terms of how we would allocate money and crypto. So for example, here I've pulled up our indices page. So I would go here to investor, choose a time horizon. So let's say you're a long-term investor who wants to invest for 12 months and longer. And let's say you want to only invest on Kraken or Coinbase, right? In this case, let's do Coinbase. I think this is a good portfolio to begin with because it gives you exposure to crypto, but it helps you diversify, right? So in this case, this portfolio on Coinbase has Bitcoin, has ETH, has synthetics, has Rand, Cosmos, some Litecoin, and some stablecoin. But let's say you want to kind of maybe be more risky. I would say maybe ideally you would do Uniswap, but with $1,000, the fees would probably kill your gains. Maybe KuCoin, probably more on the short term for low cap. I think in general, low cap KuCoin, out of all these other exchanges, probably has the best low cap coins. But those are not coins I would hold long term. That's why I think going to the quarterly or even monthly probably makes the most sense. But looking at this list, I would not hold anything here long term. This is more like a trade or just pure speculation. If we go to trader, maybe monthly, let's take a look at this, and let's go to KuCoin. I think it's pretty much the same list of projects typically, but that's the mindset I would have because honestly, most of the money being made right now is happening on Uniswap, and with $1,000, it's very challenging to be able to do that. So in essence, I would just trade and try to turn part of my portfolio into a good enough allocation where I can then invest long term. But honestly, going back to the question though, the best way, buy a Helium device and just mine. For $1,000, you can buy 2 devices with that bundle I shared here, right? So this bundle, $70, gets you the base, the antenna. The device is $350. So basically, $450 to $500 gets you 2 devices. And if you're in a good city, you can earn $1 to $2 grand a month easily. So I think, and that's also a good long-term play. So it's kind of going all in. It's kind of, I guess, answering your question in a trick way. But if I had $1,000, that's what I would do. All right. So tell me what you think down below. People are saying KuCoin suited for U.S. investors. KuCoin, I don't think KuCoin has banned U.S. investors to my knowledge, but don't quote me on that. Okay. All right. Let's maybe get one last question here, then we can wrap things up. It's been over 2 hours now. If you're enjoying this live stream, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay, here let's take let's help out Syed. Syed has been commenting here about mainframe for a while, or hi-fi. Bill, could you do TA on hi-fi, HIFI, formerly mainframe? Okay, so Bill's going to pull that up. Let me also pull this up here on my end.
Okay, I'm working on it right now.
All right. You're welcome, Syed. Smash that like button. The link for the Helium mining device I shared. Let me share that again here. They should make us affiliates at this point. We're sending in so much traffic. So I've just dropped the link there in the chat. Yeah, so Yami is saying Luxo has been a gem on KuCoin. I looked into it. That's the NFT project. We'll have our team do some more research on it as well. Any updates on Charm Finance? So we shared a code review with our customers a few weeks back. Wasn't as good. I think it's got like a 76%. That's because the code hasn't been audited. So definitely proceed with caution. Probably better, I think, in my opinion, to wait until there's an actual audit on their code, because that could be very risky.
Okay, so looking at mainframe, right? This is your classic pattern in crypto. So on March 7th, I'm looking at mainframe. It looks like the recent crash, it hit the 62% retracement of the big up move that it had at the start of the year, washed everyone out. And I think that if we're decentralizing all of finance, even, mid-quality, mid-grade plays are going to all rally back to their highs. So if you held this, or if you, were looking to get in and you wanted to capture some upside, I think coins like this are going to go up based on charts, not investment advice.
Yeah. Forrest, have you looked into hi-fi, formerly mainframe?
I just looked into it just now, and what I find interesting is how long it's been around. So it was just in this nasty accumulation phase, bottomed out during the bear market, and this bull market has brought it to life, which is, obviously a good thing. But it seems to be one of the first movers in DeFi, obviously dating back to September of 2018.
Yeah, we're actually investors back in 2018 in their private sale. But I sold after the first year because we're basically going into the altcoin abyss bear market. But they've definitely recovered. Let's wrap things up here. Bill, any last words to our crypto family?
Yes, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you to our customers for supporting us. Thank you for forming Token Metrics, and thank you to Forrest for bringing his vast expertise to our group, myself, the decentralized path for all of finance. Legacy bumps may happen. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think the biggest problem right now in crypto is that everybody has been lulled to sleep. Everybody's talking about NFTs, which is great, but there are a ton of undervalued altcoins out there. And it would be funny if everyone was talking Pokemon and the real play was small altcoins, which, oh, by the way, your friends here at Token Metrics are experts in. So thank you for listening and come join us.
All right. Thank you, Bill. And Forrest, any last words to our crypto family?
I think Bill said it best. I would just echo everything he said on the live stream. And, obviously, crypto's still a relatively volatile place to have your money. But if we look at it from a fundamental perspective, I personally think but just remember, it's at the end of the day, whether you're in Uniswap or you're in Bitcoin, overall, you're in crypto. And I think crypto is the place to be right now.
All right. And my last words are,
We just landed on the moon in a Lambo.
yeah. Welcome to the team, Forrest. Great to have you here. And thank you to all our customers and our audience. We're doing what we're doing here because of you. So having Forrest here. So Forrest will be having a weekly newsletter where he covers the top 5 coins on the watch list. So to our customers, that every weekend, Forrest will go through and share the projects he's going through. So he's basically going through 100 different projects a week, and we're sifting through all the BS to find the hidden gems, and we'll email this to our customers. All of you have been asking for us to cover new coins a lot more, so we brought Forrest on board to help with that. So thank you to all. And yeah, being in crypto, have a long-term mindset. And best example is the project we're just covering here, right? MFT, mainframe, now called Hi-Fi. So looking at this chart, so I was in their private sale, and when it launched on Binance, it did like a 20x on the first day. I took some profits. Then there was vesting on it over the course of 12 months. And that vesting, after a while, we basically entered this altcoin abyss bear market, and the price just tanked, right? So, but the project was still a solid project. But during a bear market, people don't really like to hold projects. They want to get out, go to stablecoins or whatever. But imagine if you knew this project was legit and you kept eyes on it and you had a long-term mindset and you bought the bottom of the bottom, right? And the bottom was actually last year, basically during the pandemic, March 13th, right? So it's almost a 1-year anniversary since the bottom. So if you had bought that bottom, you'd be up 42x. So meaning that $1,000 would be turned to over $42,000 in 12 months. So that's the value of having a long-term mindset. And I mentioned this on the last live stream. We're not looking for 100x returns anymore. We're looking for 1,000x returns. And the 1,000x returns come from finding projects with long-term value, thinking as a long-term value investor. And that's where having our team, our research, basically doing the code reviews and the fundamental analysis on projects. That way, when people are selling during a bear market, you know what projects to buy the dip on because you're thinking several years down the road. Yes, right now people are making money through DeFi, through Smart Chain, and all this hype, whether Cardano or whatever. But don't lose the mindset and that focus of thinking long-term, because long-term is where the real gains come from. Because this is textbook value investing. If you bought this, you basically had 1 year to accumulate. 1 year where it was doing nothing, and then boom, 42 times your money 1 year later. So keep that mindset. Yes, projects might go through growing pains. They might crash. They might correct. They might dump. But if you have done your research, you know this project is going to be legit and going to be a good project long-term. So keep that mindset. And thank you all. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, put on alerts, and tell a friend to get into crypto and to join tokenmetrics.com. Until then, I'll see you next time, and I'll be back for an overtime. Okay? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Forrest. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks.
Life-changing money to a point where you can buy your mom and dad a brand new house, right? You can pay off your college loans. You can invest in your future, not have to work again, pursue your dreams, your passion, not have to have a job, work that 9-to-5 grind, right? Break the system, hack the system. This is what this show is all about.
They said relax but never retire. Feeling detached, never inspired. They told me relax but I can't retire. I'm feeling detached, never inspired. Like I would live on but never alive. You know the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. Now here's the mission, die or decide. The corporate life is so redundant when your freedom isn't free. It comes to being someone, just believe that you can be. And how can I have hunger when they tell me when to eat? How can I lead others when they tell me who to meet? Then they tell me when to come and then they tell me when to leave. They say how much they give and then forget how much I need. It's the precious to succeed with the lessons of the greed. I question who to be and saw this messages in me. I gotta know.
Life-changing money.
I wanna work for myself, I gotta work for myself, I gotta go.
You can invest in your future, not
Raise
have to work
spirits to the
again.
moon, put nerves on the shelf, I gotta know.
Pursue your dreams, your passion.
I wanna stay free or want the safety, I gotta go.
Break the system, hack the system.
Although they paid me,
this is what the
they
show's
never
all
made
about.
me. I wanna relax, forever retire. I wanna detach, I'm feeling inspired. They told me relax, but I can't retire. I gotta detach, gotta decide. They got me thinking I would live on, but never rely. You know the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. Now here's the mission, die or decide. You or die now. Hey, hey, I will never be a wage slave. I gotta stay made. Hey, hey, hey. I used to see this in the 8th grade. Wasn't a day late. Hey, hey. I found the love that I was seeking, life that I'm leading. Ay, ay, ay. Now I can do this every weekend, cause I'm a free man. I was in Tokyo, riding the job wheel, the rodeo, dancing with the devil for payment. I couldn't do-si-do, but I was driven. The mission gave me an open road. Made a decision to whip him like it's a motor show. 6-figure slave, I was paid, wasn't well though. Heard of crypto underground, it became my railroad. Started making earnest money, it's for whom the bell tolls. Went from wishing for sales closed to sales. Now I can relax, forever retire. Now I'm detached, forever inspired. Now I can relax, forever retire. I had to detach, had to decide. And now I'm thinking I can live on and not just survive. You know this system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. I made a mission, die or decide. Do or die now. Crypto retirement, yeah, that's where my mind went. Started thinking higher, now they can't hire my time spent. No, not retire like 65 when your job ends. More like an island, and if I'm by it, I buy it. Free travel, dealerships, we dabble. I reign like Leeds Castle, you reign like Seattle. We went from sheep cattle to eating beef and mackerel at feasts. No lassos, just beliefs me in a saddle. You gotta know.
Like life-changing, like
you wanna work for yourself, you gotta work for yourself, you gotta go.
not have to work again.
Raise spirits to the moon, put nerves on the shelf, you gotta know.
Pursue your dreams, your passion.
You wanna stay free or want the safety, you gotta go.
This is what the show is all about.
Although they paid you, they never made you. No, we can relax, forever retire. Now we detach, forever inspired. Now we can relax, forever retire. We had to detach, had to decide. And now we know that we can live on and not just survive. We left the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They live in a lie. We made a mission, die or decide. Do or die now.
I'm here to put you guys on and share all the different resources and tips I come across in my journey to making $1 million and making $1 billion, right? I'm trying to share this with the world for free. I'm not here to sell you some $2,000 course, ebook, webinar, whatever, right? I'm here to put you guys on the game for free, open source, right? The same model as blockchain, Bitcoin, or these cryptocurrencies. I'm here to share everything with you guys.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.